basically, this video is about my thoughts where I am fitness-wise at the moment. So when I started this channel, not very long ago at all, really, it wasn't just going to be a case of me putting up videos of me lifting weights, because I don't think that's particularly engaging. You know, who would, I'm sure there are people, but I'm not someone who just wants to watch that. There needs to be a little bit more story, I suppose, and a bit more to it. So what I want to address is in my own mind where I am at the moment. I mean, I'm 2 months into a 5-3-1 cycle now, which I do enjoy, I've got to be honest. I mean, I've made good progress. I've gone from a 175 kilo deadlift to 200, and my next month I'll be working off 205 as my max. I probably have got 205 already, but there we go. My bench press has gone way up now that I'm focusing on bench press, rather than just getting in some sort of chest work and shoulder work, I suppose, to a lesser extent with my Olympic lifting. My Olympic lifting has suffered because I haven't been doing any, but my big three lifts, if you like, have gone up. Now I know, strictly speaking, I should do overhead press as well, but I only do a 3-day split. But there we go, I only have so many hours in the day and in the week. I've got figures that I've got in mind. I would very much like a three-plate bench press, 140 kilos. I'd like that a lot. Although bench has always been a weak link, so you know that might take the most work to fix. I'd like a 200 kilo squat. I think that's a nice sort of round figure. And I'd like, now that I'm there, I wanted a 200 kilo deadlift. I'm there, aren't I? So I'd like a 227.5 to put me in the 500 pound club. But this brings me on to my next point. I don't just do lifting. So not so long ago I said, do I want a 200 kilo squat? Because if I do a 200 kilo squat, I'm sacrificing running speed and efficiency and all those sort of things, because I don't think a 200 kilo squat is particularly, well, it's very much not impressive for someone of my weight if I was a powerlifter. But I think for a distance runner and an OCR runner, I think a 200 kilo squat is quite a lot. I'm working off 185 at the moment, so I'm not that far away, but do I really want to push myself for that 200 and then sacrifice my running? Or do I want to say, yeah, I'll get the 200 and then I'll lose it anyway, switching back? Because I'm at a bit of a crossroads looking at my calendar for next year. I think this is brought on by the fact that it's nearly New Year. I'm looking at some of the races that I've got booked up in 2017 and some of the potential races that I could be doing. I put in for London Marathon, didn't get it, so no, I haven't got a marathon in April. But I have got a 20-mile obstacle race, the Rat Race Day weekend in May, which is a bit of a brute. I'm doing Snowdonia. Well, I'm hoping to do Snowdonia Marathon again, which I did last year, which I've got in another video from last year. I'm doing Snowdon Trail Marathon in July, which is 26.2 miles, obviously. That's up and over Snowdon. I'm also doing Man vs Mountain again. And big, strong, heavy guys don't really, it's not a body shape and sort of attribute shape. Attribute shape? I don't know. You know, that being like that doesn't lend itself well to distance running. You know, you want to be as light as you can be. So at some point I will have to focus on my cardio to put in a respectable time. And this December 2016, I started off doing a challenge of 5k every day that a fella called Joe Terry put me up to, bless him. I ended up stopping after 7 days, which on that 7th day was there wasn't a point where I could have done the mileage. Like, I got up, I went to work, and then I was out right through until I think 1 in the morning. So there was no actual time for me to have got the run in, so I had to drop out. But I was also glad of it, because just doing the previous days, it had been a nightmare. And 5k a day isn't that far, really, and shouldn't be that far. But that's the most mileage I've done in ages, just doing a week of 5k-ish runs. And that's a bad sign, really, because they were all, I think the quickest one was just over half an hour. And that's just not fast enough for what I do, you know. I know I was cruising, I was running my easy pace, but it didn't feel like it was easy pace, which was the issue. So at some point or other, I'm going to have to pick my mileage up. But I've still only got the same number of hours in the day. So do I sort of lose the progress I've made on the 531 and through my lifting to focus on my distance running, or do I just carry on doing my 531, try to get in runs in where I can and carry on doing that? Because I saw an ultra race which came in at 32 miles, and it's very local to me, excuse me, which I am tempted by, but it is in March. And I haven't been doing any miles, really, other than races. So do I go for an ultra, having only done 1 marathon? I don't know. And I suppose, thinking about it, no, I shouldn't. But at the same point in time, I've got the drive to be like, yeah, I could do an ultra. And I could keep going. But do I sort of amble through, or do I train? You know, and try and focus my training on doing well at that, and then sort of, you know, get the time that I should get on it. But of course, doing that, I'm not going to be focusing my training on anything else. So it's a bit of a difficult decision at the moment. And yeah, it's only so many hours in the day, isn't there, to get all this done. I've got some OCRs coming up. I'm doing the Ram Run Nut Freezer in a couple of weeks' time, which is about 10 miles, I think. I think it's around about 10 miles. And I don't think I fare quite so badly on the OCRs, because it's broke up. It's not just straight running for whatever the distance is. It's a run and then an obstacle, run and an obstacle, which I seem to be better at now than I used to be. Well, than I used to be. I've always been better at short bursts of running interspersed with something else, because the obstacles are the easier part to me. You know, if you're weighing up like the running and the obstacles, I'm always going to favour the obstacles, especially anything where it's fixed weight, as opposed to body weight. You know, like a carry or a hoist or something like that, because if it's designed for everybody, I'm probably stronger than the average person doing it, if you know what I mean, and being bigger, like, and theoretically stronger because I'm bigger, things like that, you know, are okay. If I've got to like drag a log or carry a jerry can or something, if they're the same for everybody, I've got an advantage. It's the running that I struggle with. I only started OCR racing as an incentive to get me running, but then do I throw away that training that I've done for the running, for all those races, to be stronger in the gym. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's going to boil down to. It's going to be, this is what I can do in the gym. I haven't got an aspiration to compete in a powerlifting meet or an Olympic weightlifting meet. So it'll just be so I've got, a 500 pound deadlift, and I can say I've got a 500 pound deadlift. I'm not going to have a total, if you like, a competition total, because that's not something that I strive for. At the same point in time, I want to do the best I possibly can in everything. So to do that, I need to have that focus, but I can't focus on everything at once, because how can you? But there we go. Yeah, I think it's been good to talk about it and get it out there, and hopefully I can get some suggestions from YouTube about what I should be doing. And if not, then I suppose I'll carry on ambling through and see where we are. Anyway, big strong, keep training, enjoy yourself, do what you want to do, and don't worry about what I'm doing. Cheers.